For years, when you thought of premium athleisure, one name came to mind, right? Lululemon. But something big is happening. A major shift is underway. Today, we're going to break down how a challenger brand, Alo Yoga, is systematically taking on the giant and, maybe more importantly, stealing its most valuable asset, its cool factor.
So let's just get right to it. Who is the new king of athleisure? For a long time, the answer was obvious. But now? Well, now the crown is totally up for grabs.
You've got Lululemon, the established king, a brand built on amazing technical, functional gear that's all about performance. And then you have Alo Yoga, the challenger, whose entire vibe is fashion-first and aspirational. You gotta understand, this isn't just about leggings. It's a battle between two completely different philosophies.
And that battle, it's caused a seismic shift in the market. We're talking about a fundamental change in what we see as a cultural status symbol. Seriously, the brand you wear to your workout class or just to grab a coffee says something completely different today than it did just 5 years ago.
If you want to understand just how big this shift is, just look at the money. By 2022, Alo's revenue had blown past $1 billion. Now get this, just 2 years earlier, in 2020, that number was only $200 million. That's a 5-fold increase in 24 months. This isn't some tiny competitor anymore. It's a financial juggernaut.
And here's the stat that really tells the whole story. Data from credit card transactions shows that when a loyal Lululemon customer tries Alo, something amazing happens. Over 6 years, their spending habits literally flip. They actually end up spending more money each year at Alo than at the brand they started with.
So how on earth did they do it? Well, this was no accident. Alo basically engineered its cool factor. They had a deliberate and frankly brilliantly executed 3-part playbook. Let's break it down.
The whole strategy really comes down to these 3 things. First, design every single product to look incredible on Instagram. Second, figure out how to manufacture a feeling of authentic celebrity obsession. And third, don't just build stores, build experiences, build destinations. So let's start with designing for the gram. Lululemon's famous Luon fabric is amazing. It's matte, it's super soft, it's designed for comfort. But Alo's signature airlift fabric, it has this subtle sheen to it. And that sheen was a total game changer. It catches the light perfectly in photos and videos, almost like a built-in filter, making you look just a little more toned, a little more elevated on your social media feed.
Okay, next up, manufacturing authenticity. This is where it gets really clever. Alo created this whole ecosystem to make it look like celebrities were just organically obsessed with their stuff. They built an invite-only gym in LA just for A-listers. They hosted these exclusive multi-day Alo house pop-ups, and they had a massive gifting program. The result? A non-stop flood of paparazzi shots and Instagram posts of huge stars wearing Alo, making it feel like their personal choice, not some paid ad.
And boy, did it work. The absolute peak of this strategy was their partnership with Kendall Jenner. But here's the kicker. She reportedly went to them for the partnership after wearing the brand for years. Her endorsement just felt real because, well, it kind of was. This quote from her just nails the aspirational vibe Alo was building.
And the third piece of the puzzle is their sanctuary stores. See, Alo isn't just building retail shops. They're building these giant lifestyle hubs. We're talking massive spaces, like 6,000 to 8,000 square feet, with yoga studios, organic cafes, and lounges. You don't just pop in to buy leggings. You go to take a class, meet a friend, and just hang out in the world of the brand. It makes Lululemon's smaller, more traditional stores feel a little old school.
So, while Alo was running this masterclass in creating cool, you have to ask, what was happening over at Lululemon? Let's flip the script and see how the reigning champ's own stumbles created the perfect opening for a challenger.
The difference in their marketing is just stark. Lululemon built its entire empire on a bottom-up grassroots model, right? They relied on yoga instructors and local ambassadors, and it was brilliant for its time. But Alo's model? Top-down. Celebrity and influencer-driven. It was built for the Instagram era, and it let them scale fame and desire way faster than Lululemon's model ever could.
And you see the same clash of strategies in their digital worlds. Alo bought a fitness app, turned it into Alo Moves, and wove it perfectly into their brand, even making it a free perk for loyal customers. Lululemon? They spent $500 million on the fitness device Mirror, an acquisition their own founder later called a massive failure. Ouch.
And at the same time, things were getting pretty messy inside Lululemon. Their own CEO admitted their products had become stale. They had public product screw-ups, constant drama from their founders' public comments, and a whole bunch of top executives heading for the exits.
All of this created a perfect storm of instability, just as Alo was hitting its stride.
All right, so let's tally the score. Let's dive into the hard data behind this rivalry, and then look at the serious risks that are facing both of these brands as they go forward.
Let's go back to that wild spending data. In year 1, a customer who tries Alo for the first time is still spending almost double at Lululemon. Okay, makes sense. But just look at year 6. Their Lululemon spending drops, while their spending at Alo has exploded, officially overtaking what they spend at Lulu. It's the perfect picture of Alo's strategy to slowly but surely convert loyal customers.
But, and this is a huge but, it is not all sunshine and roses for Alo. Here's a major weakness. Their long-term customer retention rate is only 16.5%. You compare that to Lululemon, which keeps over 36% of its customers coming back for more. So yeah, Alo is a master at getting you in the door, but Lululemon is still way, way better at creating lifelong fans.
And this might be Alo's biggest vulnerability of all. The ethical fashion rating platform Good On You gives Alo its lowest possible score. We avoid. Think about that. How can a brand that's built on wellness, mindfulness, and a supposed connection to air, land, and ocean get such a terrible rating on its environmental and labor practices? It's a huge contradiction.
And that ethics gap is just one of several big risks. Alo is also super dependent on influencers in a market where trends change in a heartbeat. They have that proven weakness in keeping customers long-term, and a lot of their manufacturing, 42%, is in China, which is a major supply chain risk. Any one of these things could seriously threaten their incredible growth.
But even with all those risks, you just can't deny how fast they've risen. I mean, they launched in 2007, opened that first big sanctuary store in 2016, inked the deal with Kendall Jenner in 2021, crossed $1 billion in revenue in 2022, and by 2023, they're talking about a massive $10 billion valuation. It's been meteoric.
Which brings us to the final big question. Alo's playbook has been nothing short of masterful. They created a sense of organic desire through these highly engineered, very deliberate systems. But in the long-term battle for cool, can that kind of authenticity really be manufactured forever? Or could the very systems that made them cool in the first place eventually become their biggest weakness?